Internet, your friendly neighborhood gremlin here, and today we're doing Matilda, the musical. That might be a little bit misleading because we have a villager named Matilda. We're actually building Stitch's house. But we had run out of Vyvanse, and now we are back on the Vyvanse. Yesterday I watched Matilda 3 times. Admittedly, it was 3 different versions. Maybe that makes it better. I just discovered that it was a movie on Netflix, so we watched it. And then I needed to know what they cut out of it, because it's like a whole half hour shorter. It's a different media, and some stage stuff is just not going to be filmable. And then also you can do things in film that you couldn't do on stage. We ended up with Stitches because I originally thought that we were going to do sort of like a When I Grew Up inspired build, and Stitches seems like the kind of person we could do that for. I just really wanted to use those blocks that I have a custom design pattern for that I couldn't use because we bailed on Christmas. Yeah, sorry about that one. Then we took a week break. Christmas is hard for me, y'all. It's hard. But we are back, so you can expect me to show up in your sub boxes again, in case you missed me. About the build. We are building Miss Honey's classroom, because I thought that might be fun. I mean, this doesn't look anything like it does in the movie, and also not what it looks like on stage. But this is what I've decided it looks like, for me, anyway. And I still have not mastered the classroom build. It's just one of those things. So we actually have that little mannequin there who's pretending to be Miss Honey. Maybe that's silly or weird. It seemed like a good idea at the time, so it was a thing that we did. I'm gonna bitch about color swatches here for a minute. You can see that wall. We got a new different pattern puzzle wall that I unlocked here. It doesn't have a matching floor, and also there's a floor that has a really pretty color scheme in the puzzle that doesn't have a matching wall. Or maybe I just haven't unlocked it. It does seem counterintuitive that I would get the floor and not the wall, or just the wall and not the floor. But also this is Animal Crossing, and that kind of shit just sort of happens sometimes. Let me know if there's a matching floor to this wall. But we are building a kindergarten classroom because in the stage play she is 5, and her parents didn't just neglect to send her to school. This is just her first day at school because she is 5. Makes sense that they would change that for the film, of course, because you can really tell that someone's not 5 on film. Less so on stage, or age of the person playing the character is less important on stage, because you're far enough away that it doesn't really matter. Also, they wouldn't be casting 5-year-olds, because that would be cruel. But I managed to use the chain garland. Not that it looks good here. It looks bad, but also kindergarten classroom. That's the kind of thing that happens in those, right? Anyway, Stitches becomes less appropriate upstairs because I'm going to build Mrs. Honey's little shed thing. My House is just a good song. And apparently after you watch the musical 3 times, you then need to listen to the soundtrack. Because obviously. Here we are running really late because apparently now I sleep in. And I just spent way too long trying to sing My House for you guys in a reasonably acceptable way. I mean, I know I can't sing, but sometimes you don't want to put that on the internet. It's not like the other times I've sung for you guys, it's been any good, but I don't know. Not today, I suppose. I mean, really, I'm sure y'all are grateful that you didn't have to sit through that anyway. So what we are building here is a small shed. Essentially, Miss Trunchbull expects Mrs. Honey to pay for her entire life. So, she lives in a shed that she got a farmer to agree to let her live in. So it's small, and then we landed ourselves in 4x4 land. Probably not the decision I should have made, but it is the decision that I did make. I suppose we have to live with it now. So she doesn't get a kitchen. It really would have been nice to be able to fit a fireplace and a lamp and that sort of thing in. I probably should have done this as 6x6 because I tried to pull things from the song, but I should have listened to the song again because I only had the first 3. Damn, I wish I could go back and fix that now, except it is too late. I should really think more before I do my builds. Just, when we get to those planning stages and I spend time doing that, then the build usually ends up bad and I usually end up miserable. I wish I were a different person sometimes. I might be a better YouTuber then. Anyway, now we're going to do outside. And I just kind of went for what I imagine Mrs. Honey's yard might look like. This is probably 0% accurate, but also I liked it. You may notice, if you read any of the text that speeds past, that this is actually a remodel, because Mrs. Honey's cottage was not the intended exterior plan. I think I was gonna do like the school playground or something. I don't know. Again, we don't spend too much time planning this stuff. Really, I sort of have a general idea, and then I go in, and if what I do is not what I thought I was going to do, that's okay. My brain has its own ideas, and we just kind of let that happen. I'm going to link to a version of my house sung live by MINCHIN because I enjoy it, and then you can listen to the song and your ears didn't have to bleed first. So if you like the build, or you just had a good time hanging out with me, you could hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. Your thoughts on the build, musicals, Matilda, literally anything at all. And of course, if you think you might like to do this again sometime, you can hit that subscribe button. Oh, and like happy 2023 or whatever. Anyway, I will see y'all on Wednesday. Goodbye.